What's going on, everyone? So it first started with Bruce Brown and Jeff Green. Denver Nuggets win the NBA championship. Bruce Brown ends up going to Indiana, which, to Bruce Brown's credit, Indiana offered him essentially double what everyone else was willing to offer him. And to Indiana's credit, actually worked out for them because they were ultimately able to get Pascal Siakam. Jeff Green, I actually think hurt a lot too, because one, he was actually very good for them in that championship run, but also he was just kind of that vet leader guy that you need off the bench, the guy that's willing to do the dirty work, the guy that's willing to, hey, you need me to play 15 minutes, you need me to not play, you need me to play 20, whatever you need, I'm here for. Just kind of a guy that can slot in and play multiple positions and do multiple things for you. Thought Jeff Green really was missed and has been missed for this Denver team. Obviously, Bruce Brown was very good for them, particularly in that Lakers series. Completely took D'Angelo Russell out of that series and just torch the Lakers and then get to the finals, and he continued to hold his own, and his ability to slot in at the point or the two and even play the three because he can defend bigger, just kind of being that point of attack, that versatile defender, right? Not really this great shooter, but still he's a guy that can apply rim pressure, get some buckets. He just kind of was that Swiss Army knife for the Denver Nuggets and really went a long way. But you lose both these guys, and then it's like, okay, well, you didn't really replace them. You didn't really do anything to bring other guys in that made sense. And then you follow that up with a disappointing season. You lose in the second round, and now you lose KCP. And you didn't get anything for KCP. And again, KCP was huge for them. I mean, again, all defensive, 3-and-D guy that just plays his role perfectly, guy that made sense alongside Jamal Murray, alongside Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Jokic, right? Like, that was the five. Like, that was it won you a championship. It could very well win you another one. You don't really have anybody that can replace him. You're hoping Christian Braun can kind of give you something of KCP or start taking some strides. But once again, it's like, what is Denver doing? Right? Like, they're not, usually you win a championship and you do everything you can to keep all the pieces. Do everything you can to keep the pieces needed that to try to go back to back. And maybe you're making some small adjustments, or maybe you're making some minor tweaks or whatever, but for the most part, you're trying to make something happen with what the team that just made something happen. And it really is unfortunate that they just keep losing these guys, not really getting anything in return. I mean, you replace KCP with Russell Westbrook. And look, Russell Westbrook's been actually very good for them so far through preseason, but it's still, we've seen Russell Westbrook in several places so far, and it's like, Russell Westbrook talks about how, these other teams didn't let him play his game, Denver does. But, it seems to be a commonality where he's at. And look, I love Russ. I've been a huge Russell Westbrook defender, even, but he's not the same guy he once was. But could he be and provide what they need? Sure, but you're not going to provide the 3-point shooting and just the experience and finals experience and all that stuff, winning multiple championships with the Lakers and all that. I mean, look, you now are heading down the same path potentially with Aaron Gordon. So based on reports, the Denver Nuggets do not want to give Aaron Gordon his max deal, right? They want to negotiate for less than the max. And, okay, it's understandable, right? New CBA, stuff like that could kind of make it tough, especially because you gave Michael Porter Jr. all that money, and you have Jamal Murray, and he just got his extension, and then Jokic's money, right? So it does kind of put you in a tough spot, right? To where it's like, man, if we give a max now to Aaron Gordon, because he's eligible for 4 years, $150 million-ish. I think it was like $37.5 million a year is what it balances out to. That is kind of tough, right? But it's like, okay, well, what are your other options here? What are you replacing him with? Because again, you didn't keep Bruce Brown, you didn't keep Jeff Green, you didn't keep KCP, right? Losing Jeff Green again. Okay, I can understand that. I do think that he was a guy that really provide more than just his production on court. But, okay, fine. Not the end of the world. Bruce Brown, that one hurts because just what he did. And especially with, at times Jamal Murray hasn't been great, right? And, it's just like to give you that guy that can kind of come in and play either guard spot, even play the 3 on occasion. And, Jamal Murray's kind of having a rough go. You can kind of swap Bruce Brown at times, right? Like just the versatility, particularly on the defense side, gives you different looks. Takes pressure off of KCP, takes pressure off of Murray. That one hurts. Then you lose KCP. Money you don't want to pay, all that. Okay. But how do you replace him? Right? You're hoping Christian Braun is able to step up and do that, play that role, or that Russell Westbrook can provide some of that defense, things like that. Okay, but now you're even thinner on a team that was already incredibly thin. You're hoping, guys that you're hoping like rookies that are coming in can make an impact, and guys like Watson can take some strides. What is he, year 3 or whatever, and you're hoping that that basically guys that you shouldn't really be heavily reliant on are able to come in and play a huge significant role and make a significant enough impact night in and night out. Right? Like where if you had Bruce Brown, if you had those guys, right? Like you have your, and let's say you even brought in Russell Westbrook, right? Like you have your 7 guys basically, right? You had your starting 5, you had Christian Braun now, and you have Bruce Brown. And then now you're not looking for guys like Watson and stuff to have as big of an impact. Right now you're just looking for them to kind of continue to grow, develop. Whatever they give you out there on the basketball court is just kind of icing on the cake. All right, like I do like their picks. They got Day'Ron Holmes. I think he's a piece that could really be something. But isn't he out for the season? Didn't he get hurt? Right, so like that's going to be a problem. He's so now you don't get him this year. It's just like it begs the question of like, what is Denver doing? What are they doing? Like, what's the plan here? I mean, so much so, even Mike Malone has not been super thrilled. There's been reports that Mike Malone is having this rift and having this disconnect from the Denver front office. So, I mean, there could be a point where you end up losing your coach on top of that. So not only are you losing and running the risk of losing all these players, but now you might lose your championship level coach who's been really good for you. Because, and I don't blame Mike Malone, right? Like, how can you? I mean, if any coach would be like, what are we doing here? We just won a championship and 3 of our top 6 guys you just got rid of and you didn't replace them. You didn't give me other. It's not like, hey, we got rid of Bruce Brown, but hey, we brought in an Alex Caruso. Right? Like, hey, we lost KCP, but we brought in, a Klay Thompson or something, right? Like, whatever, right? Like, you didn't do things that made sense. You didn't go and get the pieces that you needed to continue to push your championship. Now, look, Denver's still going to be very good, right? Denver's still going to win. I mean, Jokic is still absolutely ridiculous, right? Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, if he can kind of figure stuff out, kind of get back to that all-star caliber type. I know he's never won an all-star or made an all-star team, but caliber type. Michael Porter Jr., right? He's a guy that, he had his struggles in the playoffs, but he should bounce back. He should be good, right? Like, you still look at this team and they're like, wow, they're going to still be very talented. But are they going to be able to get over that hump again? Is the question. I wouldn't be shocked if Denver is one of the teams that really takes a slid. They're not better, right? They're definitely worse, but luckily they're still so good that they're still gonna, they're gonna be a playoff team. But the idea is that you have like the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Wolves, and the Mavs are kind of like the consensus. Like that's gonna be the top 4. I wouldn't be shocked if Denver ends up finishing like 6th or 5th or something like that, right? And I wouldn't be shocked if Denver has their struggles, has their moments, Right? Like, it's just, it's going to be very interesting to see how their season plays out. And you put so much more pressure on Jamal Murray and Jokic. And look, I understand, they're your stars, they're the guys getting the money, right? Like, it's up to them to kind of figure it out and all that stuff, sure. But you also want to give them the best chance possible. You also want to put the best team around them possible. These two guys have shown that they can lead you to the promised land if you have the right pieces around them. And it just feels like they're getting rid of it's like you had those right pieces. And you're slowly starting to diminish that. And you look at teams that have kind of done that over the years, and it's usually not a good track record. Right? You look at like when Dallas won the championship, what was it, 2011? Right? And then they just like tear it down. Lakers after 2020, right? Eventually end up shipping out all those pieces, and they haven't been able to get back their sense. And and there's a lot of teams on the rise, a lot of teams getting better. OKC is a problem. Minnesota's still going to be a problem. Dallas was just in the NBA Finals. You have Memphis who's coming right back up, right? Warriors and Lakers, they have the stars where you can never really count them out. I know Denver's had the Lakers number, but no, there's still teams that, even Denver, KCP was even like, Lakers should have won that series, right? The Kings just got DeMar DeRozan. I'm not really sold on that, but you never know, right? Like, they could be something. The Pelicans, right? They just got Jamal Murray, right? Again, not really sold on them because they don't have a center, and Brandon Ingram wants out desperately, right? But again, like, you never know which team is going to kind of surprise people. Phoenix, right? Like, they got a new coach. Can they kind of fix things right? Like, the West is stacked. The West is tough. And you just keep getting worse year in and year out. It's not a good sign that you're trying to win more championships. And you finally got your first in franchise history, and it's like, are you now what? Now you're content? Now you're like, we got one. I don't know. I just feel like you're kind of wasting Jokic. He's not getting younger. Jamal Murray isn't getting healthier. Like, it's just, I don't know. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? Agree with my points? Disagree with my points? Are you kind of in the middle? Do you think like, Denver will be fine. They'll be good. They'll pay Aaron Gordon. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.